Hi, my name is William Ayala.
And my name is Boulianne. Today, we will be introducing Arcade Z, our ENCMP 100 programming contest submission.
Arcade C was inspired by the hit series Call of Duty Dead Ops Arcade, created in 2010 by Treyarch. Dead Ops Arcade is a top-down view shooter game. Like Arcade C, this game features limitless rounds of survival gameplay, where the objective is to survive for as many rounds as possible. Arcade C is a game where you have to survive as long as you can, by not making contact with the zombie pixels. If you happen to make contact with the zombie pixel, your game will end and you will be sent back to the starting screen. Players use their keyboard as input, with the primary movement keys being W, A, S, and D.
Arcade Z uses Python libraries such as random and time to produce unpredictable gameplay with each new game session. To keep the game fresh and challenging, we've incorporated randomized tracking patterns and spawn locations of the zombie pixels, meaning that the player will never encounter the same scenario twice. The time library is used to keep track of the player's round as well as how much time is remaining in the current round. The player can see this information in the title of the plot. During the creation of Arcade Z, we used version control to manage our progress and ensure that Will and I were working from the most up-to-date version of the code. To keep track of the programming process, a roadmap document was used. The roadmap was initially made after our entry into the programming contest and served as a brainstorming page for project ideas. Once we decided to create Arcade Z, we summarized how we thought the final version should look like, as well as any ideas on how we may get there. This preliminary concept of Arcade Z served to remind us what we were working towards, and was referred back to many times during Arcade Z's creation. During the programming process, we documented each contribution we made to the code under its respective version header, stating what was changed and the outcome of how our code affected the user's experience. In version 1 of Arcade Z, we implemented the core functions into the game. This included the main game loop, spawn Z pixel, move Z pixel, and move P pixel functions. Version 1 lacked serious visual appeal and performance, which we addressed in versions 2 and 3 of our program. In version 2, we focused on implementing the game over logic into the foundational functions. To do this, we created the check Z and P function, which checks a list of zombie pixel coordinates to see if they match the player's current coordinates. Check Z and P then returns a Boolean variable dictating whether or not the program will end. Version 2 also added the countdown and round increase functions to create the round-based survival aspect of our game. In version 3, we improved the game's performance. This was achieved by the addition of the action loop function. Action loop consists of all pixel movement functions as well as added logic to make the game perform better. In version 3, we also changed the pixel grid's color map, as well as other visual related code to improve the game's appeal.
The video game menu was created using several functions to make it easy for the user to interact with. The menu was designed using pixel art, which involved plotting a pixel grid onto the plot pane by creating an NumPy array with different color values. To make the editing the 50 by 50 grid feasible, an Excel was created to visualize the color for each array value, which was then exported as a text file and processed into the code as an array. The animation section involved creating the typical arcade-style text that flashes on the screen, indicating the user to press a key to start. To achieve this, a loop was used to refresh the plot, making it appear as an animation. As well, a color palette was created using a dictionary to assign hexadecimal color codes to the respective values in the array. Then the menu was developed in several versions, and in each version, we added more features such as details in the text and the keyboard interaction. The final version of the menu was created by refactoring the code into the functions load data, menu interaction, text, select, and plotting. This to make it more efficient and adaptable to the game's logic, giving us this final result. And finally, in version 4 of Arcade C, we combined the code for the game logic and the starting screen, and performed a final code review.
In the future, we plan to keep adding features to Arcade Z, such as shooting mechanics and power-ups. This has been Arcade Z, our ENCOMP 100 programming contest submission. Thank you for watching.